A Christmas Fumble is a really enjoyable film. This was released in 2022. It's directed by Roger M. Bobb and written by Angela Burt-Murray. And it stars Eva Marcille as Nicole and Devale Ellis as Jordan. And the only thing that I didn't like about it was the title. But then I thought, hang on, maybe that means something else. And I googled it, and fumble is actually a football term. So it makes a lot of sense once I actually had that context. This is about a former football player, Jordan, who is currently in a bit of a scandal. And his former friend, former flame Nicole, is actually a professional in crisis management. So they end up working together as she tries to, well, manage the crisis. And there are sparks between them still. There is definitely chemistry there. However, Jordan is also engaged to be married, so it's unclear what's going to happen with the relationship aspect. The romance part of it I thought was brilliant. The on-screen chemistry is great. I really believed that there was a history between them, and I really enjoyed watching that part of the film develop. I don't care about football, and it did not matter. It's not full of football terms or football references. This is American football, of course. And there wasn't really anything that didn't make sense to me within the context of the film. So that's something that I think is worth praising. I imagine if you are a fan of football, it will appeal. But also, if, like me, you do not care about football, it doesn't matter. Something else that I really enjoyed about this is the concept of crisis management. I have watched and reviewed over 400 Christmas rom-coms to date. So, needless to say, I've seen a lot, and I've seen a lot of very similar stories. Now, the blueprint for this is quite similar. Boy meets girl, turns out they had a history. Against the backdrop of Christmas, their romance begins to develop. But the crisis management aspect is something I've never seen before. So that meant it was actually a little bit unique. So there are very predictable parts about it. There are some things that are actually quite fresh, and I didn't know exactly what to expect. So for me, that's something that I found really exciting and really different. And I absolutely want to praise the film for being a little bit unique. I don't have a problem with Christmas rom-coms that are very similar to each other, but if something is setting it apart from others, then I think that's always worth praising and celebrating, particularly when it's done right and in a way that's enjoyable, and that's absolutely the case here. There's also a nice amount of Christmas in it. It's maybe not the most Christmassy film in the world, but there is a decent amount of Christmas in it. Needless to say, I have no complaints about this at all. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. The narrative is really fascinating. The characters are really likable. Jordan's fiance is not likable, but that's kind of the point. I think all of the characters are very well written, very well presented. The on-screen chemistry, as I said, between our romantic leads is very good. The performances throughout the film are good as well. No complaints from me. Really thoroughly enjoyed it, and of course, I definitely recommend it.